there's nothing in front of me. Going now to check the close-ups. Pretty good frost this morning, and my windshield's all frosted up. I can't see nothing. So I got my head sticking out on the side. That's coming today. He just pulled in a few minutes ago. Got everything ready for him to go. We got 154. Can't see. Got 154 cows to check. Cow pay, preg check, and we're gonna start on that. Obviously, this is important business, so I'm doing what I can, but we'll see how it goes. Somebody left the gate open, caught group one when they were walking out, right behind the manure pit. So. I don't know how many cows we checked in group one, I didn't count, but it was 100% pregnant that we checked, so it's pretty good for heat detection. I'll count them later, see how many there was in each group, but probably 80%, 85% is average. 90% is really good. 100% is unbelievable. So did really good on group one, the heifer group. I need to give this cow a shot. She keeps disappearing on me. So I'm gonna leave the camera here so I can find her and come back. Where did she go? Okay, it's 7:30. We just got everything done. All the outside work stuff done, and now I'm gonna put the cows that we preg checked, put them in the computer. We ended up just checking group 1 and group 2. The vet had to go. And he's going to have to wait about an hour before group 3 came in. And so we checked 98 cows and only had 3 open, which is pretty incredible. So anyway, we're going to put it in the computer real quick. And we'll see what our conception rate was and stuff like that. I didn't film anything on the vet doing his job. I mean, he's just going and sticking his hand up the cow's butt. So he was behind the cows and I was in front of the cows with a clipboard. And my dad was vaccinating cows as we preg checked them. When they're pregnant, we give them a shot of Leptoferm. Was it Leptoferm 5A plus A something? I can't remember. I have to look at the bottle again, but yeah, so I didn't film any of that, but there's really no reason to. Plus, gotta pay attention when he's calling out cows, and I gotta look for cows for him, and he's getting paid by the hour, so just need to focus on that instead of trying to film him any. So in group 1, the heifer group, we had I counted earlier, I think there was 53 cows or so that we checked, and 100% of them were pregnant. We just had 3 open cows in the older group, group 2, the high group. So 286. Here's something weird. like when I look at the number or when I call the number out, I can picture the cow in my head. I don't know if anybody else does that, but it's kind of weird. Like I'll go 1160 and I'll imagine the last time I saw her. I know exactly what she looks like and everything like that. It's kind of weird. So, yeah. Thought I'd share that. So we'll go to apply to all, and then in code on these we'll put diagnosed pregnant, which is P, and done. Oh, so now we'll put all the open cows in, which was 333, 435, and 891. And then get diagnosed open, which is an N, and done. So nothing really changes there. I just go back into the open category and they'll be off any list for the next vet check or anything like that. Okay, so I got all that in. And what we're going to do is we're going to go, if you can see this or not. So we're going to go up here to our tracker. Let's see, hold this camera right. We'll go up here to tracker and go to conception rate, or whatever it said, conception tracker. I'll change the date to when we started breeding this season. I just changed it November 1st. I can't remember. I think it was November 26th. When was the first day we started? We'll preview. Okay, right here you got November. There was 56 bred. 20 of them are pregnant. Our conception rate was kind of low for us. That's 36%. The national average or whatever is what I've always been told is like 35%. So, but that was starting breeding on November 26th, and there's only 30 days in November, so it's 4 days worth of cows that were bred. So 20 cows are bred to calve within 4 days. Then down here for December, there was 224 cows bred. 119 of them are pregnant. Conception rate is 53%. And so these 57 others over here are the cows that are in group 3 that are left to check. Which I think he's going to come back next week, and we're going to check just those. When he's got to go to a neighboring dairy, and then when he gets done there, he's just going to swing by and knock these 57 cows out. So let's see. Let me think a second. So it's 130 cows that are due within a month of each other right now, with still 57 more to check, and not counting any heifers. There was 80 heifers that were AI'd and then put with the bull that should be calving in that same time frame. I imagine a few of them, maybe 10 to 20 of them won't. They'll calve in October. These here are due to calve in September. And then here in January is the number of head that we bred, and we've already rebred 40 of those out of 162. So yeah. So here's cows numbers index That's the cow's number. That's the group. So it's group 1 and 2 mostly. The reproduction code, which all these are pregnant. The sire's name or number code, which that's Geronimo, Don, Adios, more Dons and more Geronimos. Days since breeding heat or breed or heat, so 45 days ago, which our vet can get down to like 38 days, but there's still a possibility of losing the calf in that time frame, I guess is what you could say. But after 45 days, or even, it's probably even better to check at 60 days. But there's a possibility of still losing a calf in this time frame. And then you got your days of milk, and then here's their due dates. So these cows are going to calve right here on top, October 7th. So we just scroll down. So now we're in September. This whole page is September 23rd to September 10th. September 2nd is the first due date. That right there, this one oddball one, is a Dutch heifer. 226 is a Dutch heifer, and she's bred to an American bull. So you get our original cows were all American, and then we bred them to New Zealand, and then those calves were breeding to Dutch, and then we start the cycle over again back to American. Just trying to make a more grazing efficient type cow, and it's made quite a bit of difference. So I was gonna look and see how many. It's 139 cows right now that are due to calve from September 2nd to October. What did I say? September 2nd to October 7th. With still 57 more cows to check. And if you're wondering, when I say season, here starting probably. We hope it's June, but sometimes it's all the way into May. We start hitting 100 degrees, and so, it's kind of nothing for us to be 105, 110 degrees in July and August. So, we don't want to calve anything then. It's too hot. You could if you had the facilities, the barns and stuff like that to calve cows. Some people do around here, but the way we're set up, we just can't do it. So we breed to start calving September 1st in hopes that it's cooling off, and then we calve until the first week of March, and then that way when we are really hitting our spring grass, all our cows are in production, and then also that gives everybody a chance to peak in their milk production before summertime hits. Once summertime hits, I've actually seen charts where a cow that calved in September will, she calves and she hits her peak production, and then can hold that peak production all the way till summer hits. And then when summer hits, she drops off. And then it's the same thing for cows that calve, say, March or even into April. They'll hit their peak, then once summer hits, the first few days it starts getting hot, they drop off. So if we can have more cows calve in the early fall, we'll have more milk through the winter, and then we will have more cows being more productive over their lactation. So that's the name of the game, or the goal that we're trying to do, is have more cows calve earlier in the fall. It used to not be such a big deal. Years ago we would calve 10 months out of the year, but it's just harder. It's harder on the calves and the calf hutches and everything like that through the summer. So we've narrowed that window down to like 5 months a 5-month calving window, and pushing for more in the fall. I mean, it's economically it's better for us to try to get as much milk through the winter as we can, rather than having cows calve at the end and then them peaking and then dropping off through the summer. But then also DFA, or well, we sell our milk to DFA, Dairy Farmers of America, and in our southeast region, because a lot of guys in the southeast are seasonal because of summer and more grazing dairies. To control a spring flush of milk, they started this program 2 years ago, which the first year it cost us quite a bit of money, because we didn't know it was happening. When we found out we were already calving, and it was already the next 9 months were already laid out for us, so we couldn't really do nothing about it. And then this year now we have gotten set up better for it. They take the August, September, and October. They take those 3 months because those are our lowest producing months, and they go against our highest producing months, which is March, April, and May. They do some weird formula, and they figured out a percentage, and they basically they dock you for having X amount more milk in the spring than you do in the fall. We've tried calving in June. We've tried calving early. Having heifers calve like in August. It's just too hot. So we do this where start calving in September, which usually September's a little bit too hot anyway, but we can deal with it, and at least we get cooler nights, and then we cut it off in March, so we can have those cows peak before summer hits. But when I say something about season or this calving season, that's what I'm talking about. Which a lot of grazing people are. That's the way they are, seasonal. You just want to have all your cows in production when your best grass is there. You don't want them just sitting out in a dry cow pen. So, where else can I go with that? Anyway, yeah. So I don't know what else to say about that. If any of you guys watching are seasonal grazers, or have a calving season, let me know how you do yours. Be interesting to compare. And for you guys that aren't seasonal, how do you guys calve? I mean, do you have more cows calving in the winter than you do in the summer, or do you stay consistent all the way through? Yeah, leave me a comment below and let's talk about it. Okay, so that was a good vet check. It was better than I thought it was going to be. The group 3 that we didn't check, that's the carryovers, and I already know there's some cows that are open in there. I'm just going to let him check them anyway, just to double make sure, and most likely they're headed out as cold cows, so it's just the way it is. And I've been going since 5 a.m. now, and it's now 8 o'clock. So with that, we're going to wrap the video up here, and thanks for watching. Don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And I hope this was kind of an interesting video. I did it a little bit on the fly, so yeah, I don't know if it's interesting to know what all kind of records that we actually keep on cows. I can look up anything I need to know on a cow. Her butterfat, her components, her somatic cell, when she was bred, how many times she was bred, what the date that she was bred, which this is all just, that's all that we end up putting in the computer to keep all the information. So anyway, Yeah, I'm about to wrap this up and head to the house, so we'll see you on the next video. Thanks for watching.